Marco?
Yeah.
I just remembered something.
What?
When I was talking about
Oh
how...
my god, put your legs there and aim at the mic. Why is it that you can't sit still? I hate you kids. Oh god, he used a potion.
Anyway,
What's up?
when I said snow forts mean war at my school, one time I was literally making a singular snowball, and guess what happened?
Teacher got mad at you?
No, a bunch of people came and tried to help me make it, but then later, they just smashed it.
Huh.
And like, kids, we helped, it's okay, we can break it. And I was like, are you kidding me? That's snowball. I was all like, I was heartbroken, because I put all my hard work into that snowball. Also, the thing that made me more mad was that was Max's cousin who did that.
Who broke it?
Yeah. Also, yeah. And then, that made me hate him for a really long time. I still hate him. Also, one time Mac at school said his cousin told him that he said that I was gay.
Yeah, Meg doesn't really come from a friendly family.
At least he's a good person.
I guess I could just leave. There's those guys on the deck I could fight, maybe.
Wait, did you go talk to the captain?
Yeah, I just did that. I think I should go on the deck and, like, fight those other guys. Who do I have left? Okay. I'll just go. Get the XP later. Actually, no, I didn't use, Fine Whip much, so... They may have water guys or fighting guys, so... Take them out with Volvipedia. Spelled wrong. Okay, a few things I want to talk about. When you brought up, like, Snow Forts Mean War, it reminded me, in grade 6, we read this, I forget what it's called, but it was this French book, and it was about these kids during the winter break who, I think they were all friends, or maybe they didn't like it, I don't remember, but they said they made each other one group made a fort, and they said, the other team's goal was to, like, take over the fort and, like, grab something and take it over. And it was just and then it was a fun book, and then we watched the movie of it, so it was just a kind of cool thing to watch that as a kid. The sad thing is that there was a death in it. The snow fort collapsed and it killed the main kid's dog.
Oh.
Yeah, so that made me upset. That same bully, when I was in the school we were at, only went up to grade 6, so when we got to grade 7, we went to this school that went from 7 to 12. And he met my brother, my older brother, and this guy's like really just mean, and like in that town, all the kids are mean. Like, that is a real brutal town to grow up in, because everyone's mean. Like, I met this one guy, and he liked biking, and he introduced me to his friends. Like, this was in school, and we were, you know, we hung out a few times, and we had fun, just biking around our little town. And then I was on the same bus as him, coming back from school when I was in grade 7. He didn't remember me, and he became a huge jerk. But anyway, the bully from grade 6, like, said a bunch of names to my brother and all that, and my older brother was just like raising his arms like, I don't care, say what you want, it doesn't affect me. So he called him, he went up to me one time and said, my brother was, this isn't the real word he used, but I'm not gonna swear, but he called him a wussy for not doing anything back to him. And it's like, that's what you're supposed to do, it's like not do anything. He didn't care, and like he was like, oh, he's weak because he didn't do anything about it. The thing is with that kid is that, like, I actually, he made me so mad one time that at recess, I kicked him in the back, and then he turned around and punched me in the face, and I was ready to fight him. I told you this many times. You remember this, right? And I was ready to fight him, and then the bell rang, and he called me a name, and he called me the same word. He called me a wuss, and he went back into the school, and it's like, you can't call me that and walk away from the fight. I was ready to stay out there. Didn't care that everyone was going back in. I was gonna beat him up. And it's like, he calls me weak and walks away from the fight.
Wait, what was I gonna say?
I think there's one other thing I have to say. I don't know. He met him and this, no, I don't think he was, but there was this new bully in grade 7 that became friends with him. This bald kid who was like just really mean. And like, he got angry very easily. He, at the end of science class or whatever, he got mad at me. We're at the doorway, and he pushes me to the doorway. And he calls me, like, don't mess with me and all that. And I'm trying to push him back. And, like, I'm telling the story, like, I was telling some friends about, some classmates about that, like, I was able to, like, stand my ground and push him off of me. And this girl was laughing at me, like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, okay, I was just in a scary situation where this guy was, like, throwing me down, and it's like, you're gonna laugh at me? Because I remember, I felt it. I felt like I got my back off the door. So that's why I said it. Like, I wasn't lying about it. Because I'm too literal and too honest to just lie about something like that. So, like, okay, so you know how I told him that he punched me in the nose? He punched me in the face, the other guy?
Yeah.
So what happened after was that, I was in class, and my nose started to bleed, and everyone's like, Marco, your nose is bleeding. Like, oh, I'm fine. And they all knew that, like, the guy punched, I told my teacher what happened, and everyone's like, oh, well, no, at first he sent me, to the principal to make sure I was alright, okay?
Okay.
And I told her that this guy punched me, and I started crying, because I was like, I don't know why, but I started crying about it. It just made me scared for some reason. And so then I told him what happened, and the guy got suspended for 3 days. But he actually, at the fences on like the back of our playground were these apartments, and he lived there, so he was like talking to his friends from the apartment. Oh, I do not want this guy out.
When you said the bully got suspended, it reminded me of something.
What?
One time in the winter, I was in my snow fort, and then grade C, Mac's sister, went to, and her friends were at my fort, and she said she needed to hide. Apparently, Mac told me that there was this kid who wanted to,
if it's a bad word, don't say it. KD?
I don't.
Did you just say KD?
I think so. Anyway, I don't know how to.
Well, he was gonna do something mean to them?
It starts with an R, that's all.
Yeah, like this.
So, and then of course I was gonna help her. And then later the kid got suspended for like a week or 2.
Okay, let's go get the food. We're gonna keep this on because if I edit it, it's just gonna screw up the video. So it's gonna be a little silent for a little, guys. I'll be right back. I'll explain why I won't edit it. Okay, we're back, guys. Okay. Two things. I can still play while I eat. Oh, this is hot. I only eat craft dinner when it's immediately done. Otherwise, it doesn't really. It goes stale for me pretty quickly. Like, I don't really like it, and I won't eat it. I'm not cutting it out because I always get the bad end of Adobe, because I use Adobe Premium. Like, for a while I had Adobe Premium 12 and it worked perfectly. Then it just stopped it just started to not work. It would crash whenever for no reason. I have Adobe 14 now, and whenever I put my the videos I record onto it, it moves the sound. It moves the sound and the audio off, and it just... I'm gonna just use this. So I need a super potion, because if I just use a potion, Sonic Boom's gonna take me out. Alright, I guess he doesn't have it. Well, he may have it. If you want a good example, go watch my Mega Man 1 for Game Boy, and you'll see there's a ton of red flashes I edited out, but I kept some in just to show this is what happens. It just breaks the video and they don't work. So we told a lot of stories about us, like, you know, like being on the end of like mean people. But I guess I should tell the story where I was mean. I always retell these things because this is a new series, and when I play a new game, it usually brings in new people to watch my videos. Like when I did Paper Mario, I brought in a new person, and they commented on quite a few videos, and but yeah, every new game brings in new people, so I've never told this, I've never told anyone this story in my whole life, and it's something one of the big things I look back and regret with, I feel ashamed of. When I was 6 or 7, next door was a friend of my brother's, and he was having a birthday party, and there's a lot of us kids that knew each other, not from school, but we all just lived near each other. So he was having a birthday party, and he invited a bunch of people that are like, some people are younger than me, and you know, all us kids that like play together. And they had this, you know, where you go into a bag and you jump, you know, that kind of the sack race. We were doing that, and I accidentally tripped this girl who was younger than me, and I'm 3 years younger than like my brother and his friend. So this girl, like, you know, anyway, like, she's young. I felt so bad about it, but I didn't apologize. I ran right to my house and hid, and I felt like so bad about it forever. And you know, I wish I would. I was too scared to apologize or to face anyone because I felt like such a bad person that I did that. And it's like, because no one, she didn't say anything, because when my brother got back, I would remember I was thinking, oh, my brother's gonna tell me how mad she is at me, or, you know, they're gonna send the mom to get me. To you know, because, you know, I'm in trouble. But she didn't say anything to anyone. She probably didn't even realize I tripped her, and you know, she was fine. And Miko was like, oh, where did you go? And like, they had a magician, and it was so much fun. I'm like, oh, I missed a lot of cool stuff. Because back then, as a kid, I really liked magic. But yeah, that's a story I've never told anyone. Another thing was, in grade 6, same year, there was this girl. Here's the funny thing. She liked me, and, you know, looking back, I could tell that. I actually asked her this one, like, because apparently I'm good looking, and I never thought so as a kid, because, like, people were mean to me. It's going stale already. I gotta eat it. If I can move my keyboard, I can eat while I play.
Where did I put this?
You put it on the plate.
Okay, because it's really hot.
Yeah. Just need my SB in one hand and the fork in the other.
I feel like that might fall down.
No, it's good. It's like perfectly on there. Anyway. Well, you know, do you remember Foursquare that I showed you, like, the game?
Yeah.
I went to this camp, and, like... So, okay, I lived in one town at the time, and then I went to this camp in the town I lived in grade 6, but this was during grade 3, and that was the first time I met, like, really mean people. Who were just mean for no reason, and they thought they were, like, the coolest guys ever. But anyway, well, I think I could show it. That's another story of me being weak. Was that I hated being in the same sleep-in bunks as those kids. That my aunt was one of the counselors for that summer, and asked if I could sleep with her. Stay away from them because they were just really mean for like no reason. Anyway, I learned Foursquare there. It's a game where you draw. Actually, I played it before that even, but it's a game where you use chalk to make 4 squares right beside each other. Good enough size to fit a person to have some room, and you take a bouncy ball, like the kind of ball that they play in like dodgeball in America. Because in school, like here at dodgeball, we have like these foam balls that we throw instead of those like rubber ones. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, I learned the game there, and then someone like some person working at the school said, "Hey, do you guys know this game?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know that game." So I explained it to everyone at the school, and they're like, "Where'd you learn this? That gay town you used to live in?" I was like, "Actually, I learned it at a camp in this town." They were just mean like that for no reason. Gay's not a curse word, but it's like, you know, they were just mean like that. The kids at my school. Anyway, there's this one girl who, me and her, we teased each other. We were friends, but we teased each other because we were friends. And there's just this one thing I just want to say, just to record it. But I remember is that I'm playing Foursquare with the bully and his 2 friends and the girl. So it's me, him, one of his friends, and his other friends online, and the girl. Anyway. There's 4 of us in this group playing, and I'm like, okay. When you what happens is you bounce the ball. It's kind of like tennis. The ball has to hit your square, then you hit it to someone else's square. If it bounces in your square, then bounces outside the ring, you're out. If you hit the ball twice in a row, you're out. If it doesn't hit the ground, you can actually hit it. It depends. Like, there's a lot of like inside rules you can make, house rules. But anyway, so like I'm talking to her like, "You're wasting our time being here," jokingly, like she knows that. And I hit the ball to get her, and then the bully's like, "Actually, you're wasting our time here. We want the girl to play with us." And like, so he like tries to throw the ball into like my side, trying to get me out. But there was this one time, me and this one other guy, like I guess he was not that mean to me, but he was still kind of mean because people there were just mean. But like me and we teased with the girl a lot. And the reason I think I know she liked me is because, you know, one, like she teased me a lot, and she liked talking to me. But it's that this one time I asked her, "Am I good looking?" She's like, No, not at all nervous and all that. And the way she acted with me in like grade 7, but anyway. But this one time, me and this one guy, we were teasing her, and we started spitting on her for some reason. I don't know why. Thinking about it made me kind of hot though, because it was like she was in the shower. We all do things that we regret.
I only have one regret.
Not being better. What?
One time our cousin was gonna get rid of his toys because he was outgrowing them, and I got to pick one of the 2, Transformers or Bionicles. I picked Transformers because I was in a Transformers mood, and I didn't understand Bionicles much. Then later I became such a big fan of Bionicles, and I started to know about the story and lots of things in the story. And
yeah, you chose the wrong one.
Yeah.
Here's a Diglett. We're gonna end it here. We're at a good enough time. That's enough for bully stories. We're gonna talk about new stuff after. I need to stop. We need to eat our KD while it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there more you wanted to say?
No.
Okay. Alright, see you guys.